Good morning, guys. I wanted to make a video on certain characteristics having been off T for a year and what trans men could expect if they decide to cycle off for health reasons, which I highly recommend. If you've been on T for quite a while, it's probably a good idea to come off of it slowly, gradually. You don't just want a cold turkey stop. And allow your receptors to desaturate, because at this point they're like overly saturated, and that's when people get into trouble and get cancer and all sorts of illnesses, because an exacerbation of hormone in certain targeted cells in your body could lead to tumor growth and so forth and so on. So this was my second time stopping T in the past 9 years that I've been on it, and I feel it's the greatest thing to do because you're allowing your body to detox itself all the way in the core, especially if you went raw vegan like I did, that my body cleansed. Now, for those of you that want to do this, but they're concerned that they'll turn back as a female or they'll lose their male characteristics, you don't. I mean, obviously you could see that I maintain my beard growth. I don't know if you could see that, you know. I mean, my beard is all there. And I maintained some hair on my chest. Not as much as as hairy as I am when I'm on T, but I do have hair. Let me see if I could get a close up here of what my chest looks like. I was extremely hairy on the back. Extremely. I mean, it was just like too much, which is like, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to have to go through that again. And before I used to have Violet who used to trim me. Now I don't have Violet to trim me, and I can't really trim myself. So that's going to be, but, you know, just part of the course. I don't know why I get so hairy. I mean, my father doesn't have that amount of hair. My brother has 4 or 5 little hairs on his chest. So I don't know where I get the monkey gene from, but that's the way it goes. I literally get carpeted throughout. I mean, I mean, as is now, having been off hormone, you can still see, like, you know, all the hair still there. So I'm very potent in that department. So I just kind of want to make a little document so you guys could see where I'm at, and started T this Monday, so there's no effects yet. It usually takes 10 days for the actual hormones to kick into your body, and then progressively on, as time progresses, you can start seeing more and more changes. Obviously my changes are going to be a lot quicker than a new trans guy beginning T, because the body always has memory, like muscle memory and receptor memory. So when testosterone receptors click in with the receptors in the body, automatically they'll remember and they'll go, ah, and my face will start changing. You'll start seeing a little more masculinization. Although I still look very male now, even though I have been off hormones for 13 months, I will get even more and more male characteristics. I don't know if some of you have seen my videos in the past when I was still on hormones. I was very masculine, very hairy, very manly looking. Right now I look, like I can't say pubescent boy, because pubescent boys don't have facial hair, but I do look a lot softer facial-wise and everything else, and I would when I've been on T for quite a while. I also wanted to talk about the importance of taking some form of anti-estrogen. Now, if your doctor won't prescribe an anti-estrogen because they're not very familiar with the protocol and realize that excessive amount of testosterone in the body will increase your estrogen level, too much estrogen in the bloodstream can get you into a lot of trouble, i.e. cancer and all sorts of different ailments and stuff, over bloatness, over you gain a lot of weight, you start, you know, in a giant biogenetic male, when they take testosterone and they're not on some sort of anti-estrogen or an anti-aromatizing type of medication, they start getting gynecomastia, which is their boobies start to grow. And you start getting a bunch of acne, and that's why a lot of trans guys get a lot of acne, because their doctor doesn't really know the protocol and they don't prescribe an anti-estrogen. Aramadex, Novadex, things like that. Now, all these pills do not come without any side effects. Every pill has some sort of side effects, obviously. But, for instance, I'm only going to be doing Arimidex twice a week, so like every third day. So that way you don't get an oversaturation of that, and there's a nice balance. We are a big chemistry set, and you got to learn how to play with that chemistry. Many doctors don't have the idea. They don't really know. You know, they only are taught certain things, and they don't go beyond that box. Not all doctors. The doctor that I have, he's very well versed, thank God, and, you know, I'm in good hands, and plus I have a lot of knowledge myself. So anyway, I highly recommend some sort of anti-estrogen. That's going to keep the bloat down, because I noticed that as soon as you get on testosterone, your body will start to bloat up. You start retaining a lot of water, and that's how you get your high blood pressure, and that's how you get a lot of problems. So if you keep the bloat down and you keep the estrogen down, it'll be a lot more smooth sailing, even if you're on a synthetic version of T, which I highly recommend that you switch to a bioidentical form. A lot better for you, and it's not more expensive than the other. And the difference is the pharmaceutical company cannot patent a natural form of anything, so they have to make it synthetic in order for them to patent it and make their boo-boo bucks. It's all bureaucracy, it's all politics, it's all BS. Anyway, what else? I am feeling the difference, only having been on T since Monday. Right away, it's like even your brain chemistry starts to change. You know, when you have no hormones in your body, it is a good thing. You know, you do become more spiritual. You are more balanced within your male and female energy. As soon as you put that testosterone in your bloodstream, right away you feel that masculine surge of energy, and it's just a different feel altogether. I am well balanced with the person that I am, and I'm very spiritual, so I kind of know how to keep myself in check when it comes to that. I see a lot of trans guys, a little bit too hyper-masculine, a little desensitized. I won't mention any names, because there's certain individuals that I kind of rub me the wrong way, the way they are, the way they speak, the way they present themselves. And, you know, I don't want to judge anybody, because everybody's a different being, and they are who they are, and they're at in their spiritual stage of life, or they're at. But I'm glad that I stopped testosterone twice, and twice of those times that I stopped, I learned a lot about myself. I learned to balance my spiritual self, and it's extremely important. Another thing I'm noticing, my voice continues to crack. So I will get to a deeper level, even though my voice is still pretty deep, but it will get much deeper. I think one of the reasons I've stopped really doing my music, because since I stopped testosterone, my voice changed again, and it's like I don't like the way it sounds. It's like in a real weird place. So I'm hoping now that I'm back on T, I'll regain that nice raspy voice that I had, which I had lost once I stopped taking T. What else to say in the short period of time here? I feel stronger. I'm not horny as I thought I would be, but I guess it's still too early in the stage of the game. Again, it takes like 10 days. It hasn't even been that long. Because once you stop T, your sex drive really diminishes, guys. You know? Especially somebody like me who has no ovaries. I had everything removed, so there's no hormones at all running through my bloodstream unless I put something in there. And I thought I could do it without. But, you know, I'm too young to not have a sex drive, and especially not being married or anything like that. I need to be able to have desires. And I'm very spiritual, but I'm also in a human body, so it's a balance between spirit and physical. And that's another thing that I learned in this last spiritual journey that I undertook. It's a learning experience, this life that we're living in. You know, there's going to be good days, bad days. And we need to stop thinking things as good as bad. Things just are. And that's another lesson that I've had to learn within myself. Patience. Patience is something that's, so dear and hard to do, but it's something we're here to learn. Like right now, the situation that I'm having with the relationship with Gabby all the way in Argentina, it's very, very, I don't even have a word for it. It's difficult. You have this person in front of you on a webcam, and you want to kiss them, you want to hold them, you want to make love to them, and they're in a computer screen. And then, because it's Argentina, even like we can't freely talk, because they'll charge you an arm and a leg. You have to get these calling cards that don't even last but minutes, and they're not cheap. So it's really not easy. and it's testing my patience. And I know that this is another step in my life for me to learn. Everything's about learning, and that's what we're here to do. To learn, to grow. That's not like a pubescent boy. Everything's like, can you imagine? Puberty 3 times. That's crazy. No, 4, because first time when I was a female, second time when I transitioned, then when I stopped, and I went back on, that was the 3rd, now this is my 4th. 4 puberties in a lifetime. Who could say that, huh? Not too many people. But it's all good, man. It's all wonderful. I think that's the reason we're here, is to experience life, to live, to laugh, to cry, to hurt, to love, to hate, to do everything. That's why we came here. That arm is killing me. That's why we came here. You know, that's the only reason we're here. We're not here to be little drone machines working for a system and not enjoying and living life. Enjoying the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything that comes with it. You know? Live, explore, change your mind every day, do whatever, but just enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. Break the rules, be happy, be sad, be in love, get out of love. That's what it's all about. Rejoice. It's life, and it's life worth living. And we're here to experience the greatness of being a human, even though we're spirits, having a human experience. But enjoy that experience. All right, guys, I'm rambling as usual. It's Saturday. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm psyched. Because before I used to go to the gym, I felt like such a weakling. And now I know that I'm going to get back my mojo. Mark Angelo is back. Yesterday, Gabby and I were looking at pictures of me in the past, and she's drooling with all the, you know, I get kind of hunky in certain parts of my transition, and, you know, like that bare, rough, tough kind of look. You know, some people like that. I also like the soft, mellow look as well. But that's why I cycle. Go back and forth, a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit everywhere, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, guys. So, these are the changes from no testosterone. So, you got it here. You know, this is what it looks like. Doo-doo-doo-doo. My back is has hardly no hair, which I wouldn't care if it ever grew back. It's kind of look like a, you know, this hairy old man or whatever, but it comes with the territory. All right, that's it for now. Any questions, any concerns, please feel free to write and comment down below. And I hope you guys are having a great Saturday morning, as I am. And that's it. Gabby, love you, miss you, want you here. Daddy's sad. All right, guys, love you. Love yourselves, too.